Greetings from Košice, Slovakia. I had the privilege of visiting here in April of 2024, and the weather was beautiful. It was in the 60s and 70s and mostly sunny and clear skies the entire long weekend that I was here. And it was really a joy to visit this city. It's, I would say, one of Europe's hidden gems. It's the second largest city in all of Slovakia. And if any of you remember from history class, I remember when I was a kid, in the 80s, this was the joint country of Czechoslovakia. But then in 1993, they split between the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And so this city right here is the second largest city in Slovakia, the largest being Bratislava. So Bratislava is in the far, far west of Slovakia, and Košice is in the eastern part of Slovakia. And the culture here is rich, the history is fascinating. The people are so nice too. When I was out in the street, as you see here, like if I were to be able to run into people and talk to people, you see smiles, you see joy, you see people just wanting to be out and about and enjoying the nice weather and the company of others. And I found, as an English-speaking person that knows very, very little Slovak, in fact, I learned just a couple of greeting words while I was here. Just the simple gesture of trying to speak a word or two goes a long way with connecting with these folks. They really appreciate it if you just try to say hello, or thank you, or goodbye, which those would be ahoy, that would be hello, and thank you is ďakujem, and I really apologize if there are Slovak speakers listening to me right now, because I'm sure my accent is terrible. And goodbye, they say ciao, just the informal pan-European ciao. Yes is ano, and what else did I learn? See, as you can tell, it was just a few basic phrases. But sometimes those few words can get you a long way. But I will assure you, most people here do speak enough English to let us measly single language English speakers get by, and they're very kind and welcoming to us. So anyway, I hope you have a chance to visit this wonderful city. What you're looking at is the historical center. This used to be a walled city. And so it's from the medieval period, and there's a section of the city that you're looking at where the road has been blocked off from vehicular traffic. It's just pedestrians, and I'm walking through, as you can see in the video, we're walking through a little garden that's next to what's called St. Michael's Chapel from the 14th century. That was that small building, and you have the flowers in bloom, which I heard are only in bloom for a couple of weeks. So I came at a perfect time when all the tulips and other similar flowers are showing their finest colors. So here's St. Michael's Chapel. This is the smaller chapel. Behind it is the largest church in the entire country of Slovakia. So right there is the Cathedral of St Elizabeth. And it's a Catholic cathedral. It's extremely Gothic, as you can see from the architecture there, and it seats up to 5,000 people. So it's very large, obviously on the inside. I had to, I'll show you in a few minutes. We're going to go up into one of the towers. But this was built between 1878 and 1508. I'm sorry, did I say 15? I meant 1378. I apologize. This was built between 1378 and 1508. So that's 130 years that it took to build this place. And you can walk right in the door there, and there's a little small like visitor shop / welcome corner, and you can go inside and you can purchase some little souvenirs or trinkets, or ask some questions of the person there. And right now we're walking towards the door to the clock tower that you can walk up, and I'll show you inside that later on here in the video. They ask for a donation of €2 if you want to take pictures on the inside for personal use. So like for private personal use. That's why I'm not going to post any pictures on this video right here, as I'm posting it up on YouTube. But inside that cathedral, it's gorgeous. Like the stained glass windows, all of the altar pieces, and the iconography, everything that you're looking at, that you're going to look at in that cathedral is really stunning. So take a look at all of that. And right here is a bell that I ran into in the square. It's the urban bell, and it's cracked into a lot of pieces, and they have glued it back together. And that is the State Theater, and back to the church. So there's the tower that we're about to climb. With the clock and the Roman numerals. Enjoy the flowers. They look better in person, trust me. The historical walking square or promenade, whatever you want to call it, it just keeps going. So this is the backside of the State Theater, or the State Theater / Opera House. And there's plenty of places to sit. This right here is a monument to the plague. So you have etched in that monument on the sides are all these little baby angels kind of wrapped around the monument. There's also a very famous site in this little square that's like a singing, dancing fountain. It wasn't running while I was here. I don't know if it was either broken or under maintenance, or if it just is on certain times and I missed it. But that's an attraction that a lot of people come to see. Beautiful European alleyways, church steeples, historical buildings, a lot to see and a lot to look at. So now we're going inside the clock tower for the Cathedral of St Elizabeth. You have to pay, I think it was €3 to go up inside this, and it was well worth the €3. So they let you in this door, and they actually, when I was there, they didn't have anybody like manning the door, so they actually lock you in, but not to scare you or anything. It's just so the people who pay are the ones who are going in, and then when you get back down, you give them a ring. They give you a phone number to call, and they'll come and get you. So don't worry. So you kind of wind up these old spiral stone stairs, and you see those wooden beams that are holding up the structure inside this tower. There's all these different levels of platforms you can stop off at in this spiral staircase. And I think they said it goes up, I want to say 50, is it 50 feet or 50 meters? See, there's my American self not knowing the true height of something, because I forgot if they gave it to me in feet or meters. But it's high up there. And it was fun to go up this spiral staircase. I think it was almost 200 steps. There's the bells. It's where Quasimodo would live if he lived in Košice. So you can get a good close-up look at the church bells. They block you off from being able to go all the way inside there, but they look operational. I didn't hear them while I was here, but it looks fully operational with the rope and everything. And I'm sure they're plenty loud if you're standing in this close to them. Now you can go a little bit further up the steps, and you can see more of the structure of the bells. There's also another platform with in that cabinet in the back there, it's some sort of, here's a view out the window. So this cabinet right here, it has some sort of like timekeeping device inside of it, like a very antique clock of some sort, and a guest book down below. So, of course, I had to sign the guest book. But a very interesting timekeeping piece right here. And, of course, you got to sign the guest book when you're there. So then we go up to the very top of this spiral staircase, and there's another lookout. And here's some views of the spire, the Gothic spire. Okay, so I made it to the top. Thankfully they have this netting in place so that if I lose my hat, it won't fly off the tower here. But there's the spire of the church, and there's my hotel in the background, that black building, and they let you ring the bell. Ring the... I just rang that for the whole city to hear. How cool is this? A lot of spires, church spires around town. Steeples. Here's the walking promenade view. Oh, there's another church bell. That's the State Theater, like the Opera House, Theater House, and there's the singing fountains, which I have yet to see because I just got here yesterday and didn't come out last night. So I guess at night they light that up and do some dancing fountains. So again, I would highly recommend checking out Košice if you are ever anywhere in the area of Slovakia in Europe. Again, very friendly people, very easy to manage if English is the only language you know. And a lot of culture and history and art and food. The food was really good too. This is a underground archaeological museum. So you can go under the street level. This is near the St. Elizabeth Cathedral. And you can pay €4 and go into this whole section, again, below the walking promenade street level. And you can see the foundations of the early medieval walled city. So they'll show you where they had like water canals and the fortifications and the parapets. That was a stone gargoyle right there, and it was really neat to explore around down in there. They can trace the roots of the city back to or at least the name of the city back to about 1230. And okay, so what I'm pointing at there is that's the DoubleTree Hotel, and I had the opportunity to stay there for the weekend, and it's a superb hotel in a superb location, and Hilton's not paying me to say that. So, but it's right there. You can just walk right out the hotel, and you're in the historical part of the city. A lot of other things to see in the city as well, but this video is primarily about the historical core. So here's some more shots as I was just enjoying my time in the city, walking around. This was one of two cultural capitals of Europe in the year 2013. Here's the locks that people put on the fencing of a bridge, a la Florence, Italy. And I just liked how the sun was peeking behind this palace. This is a nearby park near the historical center. And me being a juggler, of course, I got to meet one of the street performer jugglers. His name was Adam, and he was a really nice kid. I say kid, he was 16, but he and I actually juggled together in the street. And if you're ever there and you see Adam juggling, give him a stop, clap for his tricks, toss some money in his hat. Really nice guy. And here's the cathedral at night. It was just really great to look at night with all the lights up on it. So Comment if you've been here or if you ever want to go here. Let me know what you think.